Hey y'all, it's Way. Today I want to share some vibratory healing. Um, this type of languaging can be referred to as a lot of different things. Most commonly right now would be light language. I don't particularly like the term, but it's not entirely accurate, but for now it'll serve. One of the things I want to say about this and its biggest benefit is what it allows is for a right brain activation, you could say, and that it cannot be interpreted through the left brain in that way. It has to be intuitive, and through that it helps to assist in the clearing of the left brain domination. Right now we're still, as a society, as a collective, very left brain oriented. Even people that are very advanced spiritually, this left brain analytical aspect is caught up in that fear-based analytical thinking. That's what it does. And this is where we get all of our programming, is through that interpretation. The right brain allows for that intuitive spiritual guidance that can commonly be understood as like the flow state, in a sense of being in flow, in tune with source. You're flowing with that intuitive guidance and using, it's not that you're canceling out the left brain, but you're using it for its original intended purpose of aligning it with that that intuitive information, with that purpose that's in line with your true purpose, your spiritual purpose, your natural expression, what's meant to express in tune with spirit in this level of form. It's also not about transcending this level of form in its entirety, because then that would be just the complete leaving in a certain way. So this often also can be looked at from the masculine or feminine perspective. That's very big in the collective right now. Spiritual communities is harnessing, allowing the feminine to come in, the feminine unfoldment, and that feminine, what you hear often, women's intuition. That there's a reason for that. It is the more feminine aspect of being in tune, being in touch. So with this type of languaging, it essentially allows for that to be more activated, for one to kind of shut out or see where there's that domination of that left brain programming to come in and to just, okay, see that, recognize that, and clear that away. Now, this is also very important. I want to be very clear on here. This is not something, I'm not doing anything to you through speaking these words, right? This is essentially a joining in that. Everybody, this is not anything special. Everybody has certain tones, certain sounds, languaging that they're embedded with, whether you want to recall that from like past lives or DNA or soul family in a certain way. There's certain tones that are of a higher state, a higher form of communication. And everyone sooner or later will get in touch with these types of flows. And is that necessary? Is that something that you need to do? No. Here, this was not something that I was even seeking. It came up very spontaneously, very naturally. And I'm not even aware of the specific, again, because this has to do with the right brain and left brain. I'm not aware of the direct interpretation. I don't know how these words necessarily transition into, I couldn't translate that into the English language if I wanted to in that way. Maybe that will come, maybe it won't. I don't think it's necessary right now. So anyhow, I just wanted to share a little bit on that before we get started. And I'll likely speak at some points through this as I kind of flow with it and seem to know what this is in regards to. Right now, it seems like it's going to be geared towards more embedded, fear-based programming. Fear-based identity belief structures of, what you think you need to be doing. That survival aspect, survival consciousness that can still and usually is very, very deeply rooted and embedded. So, let's get started. You can just take a breath and just relax. Just allow whatever seems to come up energetically to come up. This is always for forgiveness. Always just to be witnessed in the light of your awareness. Holding that in that love. Not as something that you are, but as that programming of misidentification that tries to overlay on the truth of you. Eyate eya, yesheyate, kateya yeteya, yesheyate, eya yate, eya yate, eya yate, eya yate, yesheyante ane, yesheyante ane, yekate asheya, yekate asheya, yani yani, yani yani, okay, this is a clearing for opening the entire system. We tend to have these conceptualized ideas of, what energy centers are good, where we need to be focused on, what needs to be active, what needs to be balanced, where we want to, give that attention to. This is all, where is this coming from? This is all coming from these sort of fear-based constrictions and ideas of saying, I know. This is conceptually picked up along the way and held on to. Allow whatever needs to be. Flow with whatever energies. You're exactly where you're supposed to be always. Eyateya, yeah. Eyateya, eyateya, sheyate, eketeya yete, eketeya yete, enayeteya, enayeteya, esheyate, eketeya, yeah, 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 esheyate, yete, ayayate, eketeya yeteya, sheteyate, hey. So this is just allowing these constrictions. What happens when we have these identities and these constrictions is we develop these fields around us, these limiting energetic fields that form and constrict and fall into this limited individualized identity that then is very protective of itself and very, attempts to keep anything outside of that from coming in. And then when it does, we want to revert back to that analytical aspect and say, is this right? Do I need to look at this? Should this be here now? Can I? Oh no, what, that just getting back to that what if, that analyzing, processing, that fear-based control. So just breaking through, allowing these energies to come in and not, needing to know what we need to do with them, but to just be and learn to trust. That eradication of self-doubt is always what's going on. The self-doubt is only referential to the limited identity, what you are not, what you have chosen to believe in yourself as temporarily. That's always a choice. Every day, every second, that is a choice. There's nothing making you do that. There's no external relationship, whether it's a person, a financial situation, a religious structure, a government, the weather, nothing. This is all programming. So just allow that to be. Allow what the energy is to come in. And allow whatever is being held on to just go, to be, to allow. See if that's the fullness of your identity, or if that's just some constricting that's just being held to that no longer serves. In your heart, is that what you know you are? Is that what you know you want to be and express yourself as? Or is that just a limited construct of individualized, constricted, energetic identification that is still holding tight? Neshayete, Eketea, Yeteaye, Eshayate. Eketea, 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 Eketea. Enayete, 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 Ashe, Aye, 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 Akeahe, He, Aketeahe, Enayete, Aye, He, Asheate, Eteae, Eteae, Ayeteahe, Shiante, Eketeane, Eketeane, he na yetea ketea yeshea, ea, 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 tea, yetea, he. This is just opening, clearing, loosening. A lot of these lower centers we have such resistance to being there, to being grounded, because it is association with a lot of that constriction and that identity that no longer serves, because it's based off of these fear-based belief systems that just don't serve, that are so outdated and cannot assist in allowing us to tune in to that intuitive guidance, that true creative expression and freedom and joy and peace that comes from just being and not having to be and look and be a certain way. I would have never ever done a video like this, even a few months ago. The idea of me posting something like this would have been so, oh my God, the judgment, no. Oh no, they're gonna think I've lost my mind. Who does this little white boy think he is? All of this identity, Oh, he's lost it. Eshiante keteae. Ne asheteane. Keteae. Ayateae. Ashetea, shetea, yete. Enayete. I can't really breathe too well and focus on the breathing while I'm doing this, but it's always good to go back into that breath and allow that breath to clear. Those deep breaths, not forcibly deep, but just full. And then that relaxing exhale. And if visualization comes with that, that's another thing. This stuff can activate certain visualizations. We have so much resistance to these types of visualizations, and you can see the fear and the analytical mind come in that association to these types of visualizations, because it's like, oh, what is this? Is this real? Is this real? Is this just my imagination? I got news for you. Everything's your imagination. Everything's your imagination. It's time to be a mage in action. Not in a selfish, individualized way, but allowing the spiritual essence, the divine magic to express through you. This isn't about limited white magic on this plane. You don't need to eradicate black magic here. It's allowing the freedom and the fullness of the divine to come in and express through you. It's not about transcending this form. Escape, getting out of here. Oh no, this is bad. I need to transcend this body. It's so wrong. What is that? That's just another little constriction coming in. Saying, I know, I've got it figured out here. We're gonna, do what we need to do. So again, go wherever the energy's focused, just flow with it, allow it, be with it. Ekete ate ane, ekete ate ane, heyate ashayate, ekete anane, ekete ate tiayete ahe, eshayante, eshayante, ate ate, enayete aye, eshayate aye, ekete aye, eshayete aya, enayete aye, hey aye, hey aye. Hey, aye, aye. Eniete, aye, ete, aye, shiate, aye. Eketea, shiate, aye, ete, aye, ete, aye. So just allow all that to release through the physiology. It's not about escaping, trying to tune into the energy body, to the chakras either. Just allowing it to be very natural. At a point, you don't need to worry about what specific energy centers, again, and do specific work. That's happening in and of itself. The spirit has all that figured out. It doesn't need you to come in here and process and analyze and what do I need to do? It's good. It's got it. It's perfect. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Always and in all ways. Anything else other than that is a what if, is a but, is an impossibility, is just a mentation of the limited egoic identity. It has no reality. You were whole, you were complete. Yes, these energetic fluctuations come. Yes, these constrictions may be present. That's part of the complete presentation of choice of free will. It's a beautiful thing. How constrict, it's like, oh man, enjoy that, respect that, acknowledge the self-imposed limitations. The magnitude of the mind made that possible. That's not something to be dismissed lightly. That's not something that you need to judge, that you need to escape from. You've never been limited to that. You've never been lost. Where would you go to get lost? It's only the one. You're always right at home. Now, do you experience that at all times? No. That's what this is for. We don't have to judge that. We don't have to deny that. But we also don't have to continue to perpetuate the limited identity of what we're not. If we want to step into the truth and really experience more fully and fully what we are. We don't have to use this the metaphysics and the materialistic physical limitations and try to over evaluate that either. It has a purpose, but it has its limitations as well. It can be used in service, to harmonize, to awaken, to embody fully the divinity that is, to step into that connection, that light, that source that is shining in and as all things always. Or it can be used to keep up the limited sense of self, the limited identity that isn't that comfortable. And if you're watching this, you know that. You know that some of these aren't things that want to be held on to anymore, regardless of what projections you use to try to justify the need for them. That little willingness is all that's needed. Seems like we might end with a little song. E ate ashe ate, e na yete ane ya, e kete ane ane e shayete ane ane ai, e yete yete, e kete ashe ane ate ai. E ate ane e ate ane e na yete ane ai e she ate ane e kete she ane ai e ate ane ai e kete ane ai yeshe ate ai yeshe ante ai ekete ane ahe, ete 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 ahe, ekete ahe, ekete ahe. Hekete ahe, ate ahe, eshe ate ahe, hey ate ahe, hekete ahe, ate ahe, yete ahe, hey ate ahe, hey ate ahe, eshe ate ahe, hey ate ahe, yete ahe. Ete ahe. So thank you. So we'll stop trying to figure it out. Start just being in tune. Funny with the toning, the flows, the vocalizing. Just allow yourself to listen. See when the processing comes in and it's a little too tight. Doesn't fit anymore. So, just wanted to share that. Thank y'all. Peace and love.